Hey guys, Simon here, and thanks for stopping by and checking out today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 and some new features to add to the game. The new features I will be talking about can be anything from adding in new characters to changing minor to major things in the game structure, or even creating new things for the developers to make the playing experience better for all the players. And let's be honest, EA seems to need all the help they can get in this area. I'm not going to speak on the microtransaction debacle for this video, but instead focus on the positive things I would like in this game because I am a huge Star Wars fan, and despite all of its shortcomings, this game is amazing visually and a lot of fun to play once you get past the crap and polish your skills a little bit. So, if you enjoy the video, do the button thing, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and here we go. One of the more annoying things in the game is trying to complete your challenges with weapons, heroes, ships, or what have you, but being unable to check where they are because you are locked into a match. It's very frustrating to remember if I was 5 kills away from getting my 1000 credits for 50 kills with this gun, or was it 5 kills with this gun? I don't know because I can't check unless I leave this match, but I don't want to leave because I'm on a good team and we are winning, plus the last match was really close and fun, and I would like to play it back. On top of it all, the endgame summary only shows you 6 of your most recent challenges for the previous match, sometimes ones you don't even want to see or are working towards. I don't know why this isn't something that wasn't added, as it is almost a staple of first-person shooter games in general. Why allow us to change what types of cards and weapons we can have during a match if we also can't see before the match what types of challenges we have left to complete with these items? The crafting card system in this game, I think we can all agree, is terrible. It takes 40 parts to just buy a card, and then the cost is doubled almost every time you level that card up. So 40 turns to 80, turns to 120, and for some reason turns to 480 for your final level up. All in all, if there is a card you like, it will cost you 720 crafting parts to level that card to max. However, it's not that simple. You can't just dump all of your crafting parts into the one card you want because the level up system for the cards is locked behind a small level in itself. You can only level card to stage 2 once you have a card level of 5, which requires you to spend crafting parts on other cards to level up your character's card level. This is how heroes, ships, and troopers get stronger. Once that is done, you can spend 80 crafting parts to level a card to stage 2, but again you will need to level your character's card level to 10 to raise that card to 3. The only way to do this is to spend crafting parts on the other cards and level them so you can level the card you like. Long story short, you need a lot of crafting parts in order to max out a character's card level, or at least to get to the cards you like leveled enough to do some extra damage, unless you get lucky from a loot box. All this mumbo jumbo aside, my idea is for you to be able to buy back all of the crafting parts that you have dumped into a specific character at the cost of 250 to 300 crafting parts for the first time. By doing this, you will be given back all the crafting parts that went into that character's cards, allowing you to redistribute them to that character or drop them into a new one that you like more. It's just a small system to help some of those players that don't have all the time to put into this game and level up a lot of cards. This way you can level up one and then shift those parts around to another character, but at the cost of only crafting parts. To avoid people abusing this system, the cost of redistributing points will be increased each time it is done, but only to that character. Meaning you can dump all of your points into Bosk, then spend the 250 to 300 parts to get all your crafting parts back. If you think Boss sucks, I want to try out Boba Fett now. Now you have all of Bosk's points to level up Fett, but if you level up Bosk again and decide to take away all of his points a second time, the cost will increase from 250 to 300 parts to maybe 400 to 500 depending on what would make the most sense. But if you were to go and buy those points back from Boba Fett, it would only cost you the original 250 to 300 parts. After that, it would increase, and so on and so forth for all of the other characters. Just a nifty way to get your points back and, you know, mess around with it. This is so simple, it's dumb. I don't know why we only started with 6 heroes and 6 villains because these films have a ton of them for this topic, and I am going to focus on one good guy and one bad guy, which will follow suit in more videos to this series. For my first suggestion, I would like to see added my favorite Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know why he wasn't put into the game even as his older self, but he sure as hell needs to be in it. Give him the abilities of Force Push, Saber Throw, and a Self-Heal which can also affect those close to him, and let us go to town. Since every hero needs a foil, I would suggest adding General Grievous as his parallel. Like in the movies, he can fight with 2 sabers, which makes his attacks very fast. Or you could use his triangle ability and he can switch to 4 lightsabers for slower moving but higher defense stance and a higher damage rate. His other special abilities, one will allow him to spin in a 360-degree circle, damaging anyone standing within range of him, while his other ability will allow him to charge forward with all 4 lightsabers spinning, dealing damage in a cone in front of him and anyone he deals damage while running into. Lastly, he can pull a blaster pistol out instead of his lightsabers, which is useful at close to medium medium range with a fair firing rate and medium damage. Adding in new characters like this will be vital for this game because there are only so many in it as there are, and they get kind of boring playing after a while. Keep pumping new life in by giving us new characters just like they did Finn and Captain Phasm right before The Last Jedi DLC. This ties into the last topic, as I am sure in time these two things will go hand in hand, just like the last Battlefront DLC. Since these maps normally tie in with the characters that also get released with it, it would only make sense that the first map to be added would be Utapau, the location of the final showdown between General Grievous and General Kenobi. I think we all know who won, but this was a really fun map from the old school Battlefront. Multi-tier platforms with ramps running all over the place, this map would be a lot of fun to add because it would be like Starkiller Base but with more open space. The only thing I would like to see change with this map would be the circular landing bay area from the film. I would like this map to be a complete circle, allowing players to be on opposite sides of the hangar bays firing from across the open bay at each other, adding another sniper element to the game. Along with this, add in the lizard mounts you can ride on walls and a few new vehicles such as the AAT from the Clone Wars, and we are good to go. Along with this, they should also add the space map over Coruscant where Anakin and Obi-Wan had to rescue Chancellor Palpatine from Grievous on his ship. Make it where you have to fight in space to lower the shields to get on his ship, then fight through all the troopers. Once you manage that, you need to make your way to the throne room, grab Palpatine, and then exit the building with him intact and get off the ship before it crashes into the planet, just like in the film. This ensures that players will get some new fun games to play on a cool new map with a bunch of awesome new heroes. One of the great things about the Star Wars series is the music score. If you are a fan or not, you still know what the sound of the Imperial March is or the Rebels theme when you hear it. One of the more awesome things about this game is when you get to play as one of your favorite heroes and hear their music start up as your character walks on screen. The problem with this is, why does this music not play the entire time you are your hero? Who doesn't want to hear Duel of Fates playing as you are running all over the map as Darth Maul, spinning into groups of enemies, slaughtering them, force choking anyone who thinks they are clever, and then throwing them to the ground and running away to find a new group to do it to all over again? The normal theme music for the game is great, don't get me wrong, but we hear the same music all the time when playing as any of the soldiers or special units. So let's switch this up a little bit, or even make it an option in the settings menu for us to use which music we would like when playing certain heroes. One game mode that is missing from this game that I was really hoping would make it in this time was Galactic Conquest. I can't tell you how many hours I logged away in that game mode with friends fighting back and forth across the galaxy, trying to take planets back and gain a new one as I made the galaxy my own. This game mode could take forever to finish, which is one of the things that made it so much fun because every battle mattered. Saving your points to buy heroes for certain planet battles mattered, and if you didn't plan right or prepare for certain assaults, you could find yourself in a very bad situation. I want this game mode put back into the game as an offline mode you could play against the computer or even with a friend at home. If possible though, I would love to see this get added to online play as well. Make it 3 players to a team. Each team gets a turn in which they can choose to attack a planet. Once chosen, the opposite team can choose to defend that planet or attack another one if you think your defense can beat the player's team. Along with this, one of your teammates can also decide to go defend that planet against that player if they want, or they can help you on your mission to take a different planet. The nice thing about this game mode is that it gives you the choice of what to do in a war. All 3 of you can attack the same planet, or each one of you could defend a separate planet. Whoever ends up taking full control of the galaxy will win the game mode. If players leave the match, new ones can come in and join, but the game will offer you a chance to invite a friend to the vacant player spot first before assigning a new player to it. This topic kind of ties into the last topic a little bit. I would like there to be an open-ended game mode. By this I mean, I would like to be able to set up a match like I was playing arcade mode but with online players. I want to pick the map and play a match of Blast that has 500 troopers available to use, and I want to pick which heroes can be used for the match. You could assign a point system, or have the computer assign the hero to players based on their performance for the match and have them accept or decline by asking if they would like to play a hero or not, similar to how the original Battlefronts worked. However, their health will not replenish as easy in assault mode, to make sure no one player can run the match as a hero unless they are that good. This makes playing the hero a bit more realistic when tearing apart the opponent and more exciting. Not to mention it just adds so many new layers to what types of games you can play and who can play with you. The solo feature is nice for arcade, but it does not compare to being able to play against a person and best them in the game using your skills to beat theirs. Battlefront 2 has several play modes. but I find myself being drawn into Starfighter Assault the most for some reason I just can't explain. There is just something about taking the controls of an X-Wing or TIE fighter and shooting down an enemy ship that brings a lot of joy to me as a Star Wars fan. One thing I would like to see added back to the ships would be the quick maneuvers from the last Battlefront. For those that do not know what I am talking about, it was when you hit the left, right, or upper directional pad button and your ship would do a quick turn escape or a overhead turn escape. This was very useful for escaping enemies in a pinch because it was a lot harder to regain your target due to the maneuver causing you to lose control of your ship for a few seconds. The benefits, however, were very useful, and since a lot of the heroes' ships and some of the others have lock-on specials for enemies in this new Battlefront, this would make adding this feature even more useful. Most of the time you find yourself circling an enemy who is shooting at you to try and get them first, and it turns into a stalemate of who is clever enough to escape behind debris or lucky enough to have a teammate help. It's just my opinion, but it's one thing that could add another element of fun to the game. On the Theed map off of the hangar room, you can find yourself in a very large open room with beams of energy running up cylinders with multi-tier platforms. This is where Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan fought Darth Maul and the Phantom Menace. If you make your way to the area, you can even find the energy fields that separated them all during their lightsaber duel. It's a cool visual and Easter egg, but why does it not work? Why do these fields not open and close, and why can we not run between these fields as a way to escape on the Heroes vs Villains map and use it as a way to separate ourselves to buy some time in a match? It would only help build the excitement that is in these Heroes vs Villain matches. There is nothing more fun than having a great 4-on-4 match where everyone is matched in skill. Adding the laser field and its ability to separate players would help build on the excitement of the match and make players think more about what their final move should be. One thing is for sure, once those energy fields open, it's game on for whoever is hiding behind them. This doesn't seem to be an issue too much in Blast and Galactic Assault, but for Heroes vs Villains, it's god-awful and something needs to be done about it. Getting on a team where you have one AFKer is bad enough, because sometimes you are able to still hold your own depending on if your teammates know their heroes and you can have a long drawn-out fight. The problem is, these fights usually end with both teams needing to kill the last hero, and because you have an AFK player on your team, the other team has been scoring free kills on your teammate that is rubber banding their controller. Also, since this person is AFK, they have not helped you once earn a kill for your team, and if the match comes down to the wire, chances are you will lose when you should have won because one player was not playing. The problem gets even worse if you stay in these matches because the players on the AFK team will leave due to losing. They get pissed about the AFKer and then 2 or 3 new guys come in and get stuck with that player, possibly another new AFK player, which then makes the next match you go into a complete waste of your time because you won't beat 4-on-2 to win the match with 2 AFK players. So everyone just plays a match and then backs out and starts over. If we could just install a vote to kick system that would be based off of active time in the match or based off of how little score you earn compared to the acts you do to earn points, we could kick out these toxic players and get some more 4-on-4 full matches so all players can have a good time. The only issue with this system is it does require a full match to monitor the AFK players' points and accomplishments for the match to determine if they are really playing and trying to win or are they just running in circles only gaining points because of the team. If the system renders it so, after the match it will offer you the choice to boot this player because it would appear that they are AFK due to low points and lack of movement. If the majority of people vote to kick, the player will be removed and a new one can come in. To help this, if a certain player racks up too many AFKs, they could get penalized and be kicked out of certain game modes for periods of time. In all honesty, this idea is here to make sure people that join a game are playing and not wasting everyone's time. Also, the reason I say this, let's use this system instead of just a regular vote to kick system, is because we don't want players getting kicked out of a match because someone took a hero that someone else wanted and they got all shitty about it. Well guys, that is all I have for you on this one. I don't know if any of these things will actually be added to the game short of the characters, but it's just my 2 cents since I've been playing the game for the last month or so. The game has a lot of great features that have gotten overlooked due to the loot box issues, but if you are a fan of Star Wars, this game is right up your alley. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it entertaining. Hope to see you next time, and thanks for watching.